If you've never heard of this breed of cattle, get ready, because you're about to discover one of the best-kept secrets of the rural world, a story that not only changed tropical livestock farming, but also transformed the lives of thousands of farming families across the continent. We are talking about a breed that produces milk even under the most intense sun, that maintains its strength where others give up, and that has made resilience, docility, and productivity the three pillars of its legacy. Its name is Gyr, and behind those three letters lies a 1,000-year-old lineage, a genetic heritage born in the fiery heart of India, in lands where survival was not an option, but an obligation. There, amid droughts, monsoons, and predators, the Gyr learned to resist, adapt, and thrive. But its story did not end there. When the first specimens crossed the ocean to reach Brazil, no one imagined that they were bringing with them the future of tropical livestock farming. Brazilian ranchers saw in them something that the rest of the world had not noticed: a unique ability to transform grass into energy, heat into productivity, and adversity into opportunity. And so, through decades of selection, care, and science, a silent giant was born, a breed capable of producing high-quality milk, adapting to the harshest climates, and sustaining the economy of small, rural producers. Today, the Gyr is not only a symbol of strength and hardiness, it is a living promise of progress. From Mexico to Colombia, from Brazil to the Caribbean, its genetics drive the profitability of thousands of farms that depend on its milk, its meat, and its ability to withstand what other breeds cannot. So, if you've ever wondered how it's possible to produce food amid the heat, scarcity, and challenges of the tropics, this video will show you the answer. Stay tuned, because what you are about to discover is not just a breed of cattle. It is a living legend, a genetic gem that walks, breathes, and feeds the heart of modern tropical livestock farming. To understand the soul of the Gyr, we have to travel back in time and space to its birthplace. Our journey takes us to the Indian subcontinent, to the Kathiawar Peninsula, in the state of Gujarat. And no, this is not a land of dreamy meadows and endless abundance. Quite the contrary. It is a region of intense heat, poor, dry soils, a place of constant challenges. It was here, in the arid hills of Gyr, from which the breed takes its name, that its indomitable spirit was forged. For thousands of years, these animals were not raised in comfortable stables, but in the furnace of adversity. They endured torrential monsoons, droughts that cracked the earth, and the constant threat of predators. This unforgiving environment was the strictest selector there is. Only the strongest, the most resilient, and the most cunning managed to survive and pass on their genes. Each new generation was a living testament to resilience. But this breeding in extreme conditions was not a weakness. It was their greatest blessing. It developed a unique genetic makeup in the Gyr, an almost miraculous ability to turn difficulties into opportunities, to transform scarcity into strength. And it is not just a story of survival, it is also one of deep cultural connection. In India, cattle are sacred, and the Gyr, with its majestic bearing and serene gaze, has been revered for centuries. It was not just an animal that fed families, it was part of their social and spiritual fabric. This almost mythical origin is not just a curious fact, it is the key to understanding why the gyr is today synonymous with hardiness, low maintenance, and an ability to adapt that continues to amaze the world. Its history is not written in books, but in its own DNA, a genetic library that holds the secrets to thriving where other breeds simply cannot. When you look at a gyr, you are not looking at a simple bovine. You are contemplating a living sculpture, a statement of identity shaped over millennia. There are features that make it absolutely unmistakable, hallmarks that reveal its history and perfect adaptation. The first thing that catches your eye is its head. It is, without a doubt, its signature feature. Unlike the straight profile of many European breeds, the gyr boasts an ultra-convex profile with a broad, prominent forehead that gives it a wise and noble appearance. This dome shape is not an aesthetic whim. It is believed to help cool the brain and protect the eyes from the relentless tropical sun. And from that majestic forehead hang its ears, which are pure poetry in motion. They are long, very long, drooping and folding over themselves in a shape reminiscent of a rolled-up leaf. This unique feature is not only beautiful, but also incredibly functional. Their enormous surface area helps dissipate body heat, acting as a natural radiator, and their constant movement scares away insects, an invaluable advantage in hot climates. Their horns also tell a story. They are thick at the base and grow downwards and backwards, then curve upwards in a lyre shape. This particular design is not only elegant, but also prevents the animal from becoming entangled in the dense vegetation of its environment. But the gyr's greatness is not limited to its head. Its body is a perfect blend of robustness and harmony. Adult bulls can exceed 700 or 800 kilograms with powerful musculature, while females, which are strongly built, weigh around 450 to 500 kilograms. Both sexes have a well-developed hump on their shoulders, an unmistakable symbol of the Zebu breeds, Bos indicus, that serves as an energy reserve, a sign of their vigor and adaptability. And let's not forget their skin. It is loose, dark, and highly pigmented, forming noticeable folds in the dewlap. This loose skin increases the body surface area, which facilitates sweating to cool down, while the dark pigment protects it from solar radiation, preventing burns and cancer. Their coat is short, fine, and shiny, which makes it difficult for parasites to stick to them. And the colors, they are spectacular, ranging from deep red to white, often in mottled patterns that are true works of art of nature. Each of these features, from the curve of its forehead to the folds of its skin, is no accident. They are evolution's answers to the questions of the tropics. They are visible proof that in nature, beauty and function go hand in hand. The gyr is proof that efficiency, endurance, and elegance can live in perfect harmony. If the gyr's appearance is poetry, its performance is a powerful economic statement. It would be a big mistake to think that it is just a show animal because of its elegant bearing. This is where legend meets profitability, where nobility translates into prosperity for today's rancher. The gyr is not a luxury, it is a very smart investment, an economic pillar that rests on 3 columns: its milk, its meat, and its incredible endurance. Here is one of the Gyr's greatest treasures. Although it is a Zebu breed, which we normally associate more with meat, the Gyr dairy represents a real revolution. Back in the 1930s, visionary cattle breeders in Brazil began patiently selecting animals that showed the best aptitude for milk production. They did not let that potential go to waste, and over time forged a genetic line that has redefined what is possible in tropical dairy farming. Today, to talk about Gyr Lechero is to talk about amazing production levels for tropical conditions. It is not uncommon to find cows that average 10 to 15 liters per day on pasture alone, but their genetic potential goes much further. With good management, lactations exceeding 6,000 liters have been recorded, and among the genetic elite, there are cows capable of producing between 10,000 and 13,000 kilos of milk per lactation, figures that were previously unthinkable for a Zebu in warm climates. But it's not just quantity, it's quality. Gyr milk is a liquid treasure. It has a high solids content, with fat percentages often exceeding 4% or even 5%, and protein levels above 3.2%. This makes it perfect for making cheese, yogurt, and butter, generating much more value for the producer. In addition, this milk is rich in a 2-beta-casein, a protein that many studies associate with better digestion for humans. Its udder is another marvel. It is a good size, well attached, and has teats that are ideal for milking, whether by hand or machine, and they are also incredibly docile. This combination of volume, quality, and docility is the dream of any dairy farmer in the tropics. It was this ability that made it the basis for creating the world's most successful synthetic breed for tropical dairy farming. The Girolando, a cross between Gyr and Holstein that combines the productivity of one with the incredible resilience of the other. Although the Gyr dairy cow gets the headlines, we cannot forget the duality of the breed. In its origin, and still today in many lines, the Gyr is a dual-purpose animal. This means that while the females are fantastic milk producers, the males and cull animals are a very valuable source of income for their meat. An adult Gyr bull, as we have already mentioned, is a robust, well-muscled animal that reaches significant weights. Perhaps its development is a little slower than that of breeds that are highly specialized for meat, such as the Brahman, but its ability to gain weight by eating low-quality pasture is admirable. Calves are born small, which greatly facilitates calving and reduces mortality. And thanks to the incredible maternal ability of Gyr cows, which are protective and milky, these calves survive and grow up healthy and strong. Gyr beef is valued for being lean and flavorful. For small and medium-sized farmers, this duality is everything. A Gyr cow on their farm is not only a source of daily milk for the family and for sale, it also guarantees that the males can be raised for meat, diversifying income and creating a much more stable system. This is, without a doubt, the quality that underpins everything. It is the superpower of the Gyr, the advantage that makes it almost invincible in the tropics. Imagine a natural shield against heat, parasites, and disease. That is the Gyr. Its resistance to heat is legendary. While European breeds suffer, stop eating, and decrease their production, the Gyr is in its element. Its physiology is designed for this. Its dark skin protects it from the sun. Its ability to sweat, along with its long ears and loose skin, allows it to cool itself like no other. It can spend the hottest hours of the day grazing under the sun, while others desperately seek shade. Its resistance to disease and parasites is equally impressive. Its short, shiny coat, along with a waxy substance secreted by its skin, makes it difficult for ticks to attach themselves. Its immune system, forged in a challenging environment, is incredibly strong. This translates directly into lower veterinary costs, fewer chemicals, and a much more profitable and sustainable operation. In addition, the gyr is a master at taking advantage of forage. It has an amazing ability to eat and digest fibrous, low-quality grasses that other breeds would not touch. Its efficient metabolism allows it to convert these resources, often the only ones available, into top-quality milk and meat. For the tropical farmer, this characteristic changes everything. The gyr not only survives here, it is designed to conquer the tropics. The modern history of the gyr cannot be told without crossing the Atlantic and landing in Brazil. Although the first specimens arrived in the early 20th century, it was the vision of Brazilian cattle ranchers that launched this breed to global stardom. Brazil didn't just import the gyr, it adopted it, studied it, selected it, and refined it into the genetic giant it is today. The first imports introduced the hardiness of the gyr to a new continent. At first, it was valued for crossbreeding to create other breeds such as the Hindu-Brazil. But a group of visionaries saw something more. They saw the dairy potential that was there, latent. While many focused on meat, these pioneers searched the country for animals that stood out for their milk production. They are the heroes who prevented that trait from being lost. This effort led to the creation of world-class genetic improvement programs. In 1985, the Brazilian Association of Zebu Breeders, ABCZ, and Embrapa, the agricultural research agency, launched the National Program for the Improvement of the Dairy Gyr. This program used rigorous testing to identify bulls that transmitted not only high milk production, but also good udders and a docile temperament. The result of decades of selection has been spectacular. Brazil transformed the gyr, turning it into the quintessential dairy Zebu breed. Today, Brazil has the largest and most advanced gyr lechero herd in the world, and the impact on its own industry was enormous. It is estimated that about 80% of the milk produced in Brazil comes from cows with gyr blood, mainly through the Girolando. Thanks to the gyr, Brazil went from importing dairy products to becoming a world power, proving that large-scale tropical dairy farming is possible and very profitable. This success did not stop in Brazil. The Made in Brazil gyr became the model to follow for the entire tropics. Countries throughout Latin America, from Mexico to Colombia, began importing Brazilian genetics to improve their herds. The gyr's journey from the hills of India to the fairs of Uberaba in Brazil is one of the great stories of modern livestock farming. Beyond the record numbers and large companies, the true impact of the gyr, its soul, lies in how it transforms the lives of small and medium-sized producers. It is there, in family livestock farming, that the poetry of the gyr becomes daily bread. For a farmer in the tropics, the challenges are enormous. Concentrated feed is expensive, veterinarians are scarce, and the climate is unforgiving. In this scenario, having delicate and highly specialized animals is often a recipe for disaster. This is where the Gyr comes in as a true companion. Its ability to thrive on what is available is its greatest virtue. A Gyr cow does not need complicated diets. It converts pasture grass, however humble, into nutritious milk for the family and extra milk to sell. Its natural resistance means less money spent on medicine and fewer lost animals. Its easy calving and maternal instinct ensure that the herd grows without problems. This combination of low cost and consistent production gives it an economic viability that few breeds can offer in the tropics. For a farming family, 1 or 2 Gyr cows mean food security, stable income, and the opportunity to send their children to school. They are an asset that works in harmony with their environment rather than fighting against it. The breed's longevity, with cows producing for more than 8 years, is also key to the family economy. It is not an animal that wears out quickly, but a long-term companion. The Gyr cow becomes the pillar of the farm, an engine of rural development that strengthens local economies from the ground up. In a world desperately seeking more sustainable ways to produce food, the Gyr stands out as a shining example. It is proof that high-quality food can be produced efficiently, respecting the limits of our ecosystems and, above all, improving the lives of the people who work the land. The Gyr's legacy is not measured only in liters of milk or kilos of meat, but in the countless families it has given an opportunity to. This journey through the world of the Gyr shows us a breed that is much more than the sum of its parts. It is history, beauty, economy, and future. It is living proof that nature, in its infinite wisdom, has given us the perfect tools to thrive. Now, it's your turn. What characteristic of the Gyr has impressed you the most? Its legendary origin, its unique beauty, its incredible production, or its resilience in the face of adversity? Leave us your opinion in the comments. Your experience enriches this entire community passionate about livestock farming. And if you want to continue discovering more gems of livestock farming and the breeds that are defining the future of the countryside, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications. There is a whole world of livestock farming to explore, and we want to do it with you. The Gyr breed is a monument to the perfect union between poetry and productivity. It is an ancestral heritage that, far from being a relic, is projected as one of the most important solutions for food security in our century. From the arid lands of India to becoming the engine of the world's tropical dairy industry, the Gyr teaches us a fundamental lesson. True strength lies not in fighting nature, but in adapting to it. For the rancher, it is a smart investment in resilience and profitability. For the farmer, it is a pillar of sustenance. And for the world, it is a source of high-quality food produced sustainably. Gyr is not simply an option. It is a testament to the fact that where pastures are poetry, livestock can be an inexhaustible source of life, progress, and hope.